I'm a simp. I've gotten married and I have a bunch of cool cars for myself, but I've never actually done anything that cool for my wife. And well, I like the bed that I sleep on, so we're gonna do something nice for the wife today. My wife has this absolutely beautiful specimen of a Toyota Highlander, but one of the things that absolutely and sorely lacks on the inside is the infotainment system. It's frankly outdated. At the time, I'm sure it was super cool because in 2012, this was like brand new, but it's old, it's outdated. One of the things that dates it more than anything else, aside from the horrible touchscreens, is the fact that this was a time when touchscreens, they still felt the need to put buttons all the way around the side that would control the screen itself, which is completely pointless. And it's time for this to go. Now, I've put in a couple screens in the past on a few different cars, and they are probably one of my favorite upgrades, at least for the interior. There's nothing that can build up annoyance over time than having a system that doesn't allow you to connect your phone easily, doesn't allow you to switch through your music, through maps, or any of that stuff that pretty much every single modern car does. And especially as the car that we own starts to get older and older as time goes on, it's more and more imperative to get that upgraded in order to make it so every time you drive, it doesn't feel like you want to die. In the past, my favorite brand that I've been able to work with has been ATOTO. We put their screen in the Supra that I did, and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was so good, in fact, when I ended up selling the car, RIP in pieces, that I actually pulled that part off and put it in my brother's Mustang, and he still uses it to this day. And let me tell you what, it is insane how much of a difference that simply putting a screen in is, because now he can connect his music, he can see his maps, Apple CarPlay is amazing, and guess what? They're back again. Now, obviously, in order to get this new system in, which is going to be absolutely amazing, we're going to need to pull the first one out. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get that old system out. And here it is pulled out. So we have our old unit here, and here's going to be the new screen that's going to be replacing it. And yes, we're gonna have to use some of the bracketing from this, obviously, in order to get it to fit back in, but nonetheless, this is a huge improvement from the old screen. It's gonna be much bigger, which I'll admit is a slight concern for me, because it's pretty much going to take up all of this right here. I mean, look at that sucker to size comparison. This is a TV screen. It actually does have an HDMI port, which is pretty funny, but also pretty cool. In order to get this screen to actually work, not just with this mount, but with this car itself, I had to buy a whole lot of other extra parts, which is okay. It seems like a lot, but it's really not too bad. We have a new blank shroud that we're gonna be able to trim up to fit to this piece specifically. We also have all the wiring we needed for it, plus a bunch of extra wiring because there's a few different models for the car. So even with all this wiring, it's not gonna be too bad. So we're gonna jump right into it. We're just going to start matching up wires from the old system to the new system. They're all labeled. It's all straightforward. It's just going to take a little bit of grind time, but we're going to go ahead and hop in and just get going.
Ten years later.
It's been a little bit of time. I ended up having to buy a completely separate wiring harness, just one different. This is just a very odd model of car, so it's a car specific problem, but I finally got it in, and it's not perfect. My mounting isn't perfect, but let me show you where we're at. So this is it. It is so much bigger and fills out this whole area way more than the other screen did. Now, as you could tell, it's kind of a little jank. Unfortunately, this unit is just so big that it doesn't really fit my car specifically. I mean, for example, this is the old unit. This entire thing was just this one screen, and now that is completely replaced with this. It is so much bigger, but it's not the mounting that's the whole story. I just want to show you how cool this screen actually is. So when we start up the car, it immediately turns on and then begins to connect with the phone. And once you have it connected once, it will do it automatically and begin the CarPlay for you. It's super, super handy. Now, it does have CarPlay and Android Auto, so it isn't specific to just one or the other, and it is very, very seamless once you get it connected. It does take a second to get it figured out on how to actually connect it, but it's really not too bad. I've used, I think, 3 of these units before in the past, maybe 4. Every time you just have to go through the same connectivity process that you would with any car, and as soon as you have that, you no longer have to worry about pairing it because it'll automatically connect every single time that you come in. It's very, very handy. Now, CarPlay isn't the only thing that this unit does, although it may be the biggest thing that a lot of people want. You can go through and look at your different messages, your apps. You could run your normal maps. You could run Google Maps. It pretty much is an entire computer sitting inside your car, because if I go back even further, it has all these apps, and not only that, it can connect to the internet. It could do so many different things that are so awesome. Like right now, I am seeing live weather updates for where I'm at, which is super, super cool. And not only that, but if I wanted to connect to the internet, like, oh, hey, look, let's watch this super great video. Oh, and another cool thing, you want to turn the volume down? That's right, using these buttons will do it too. So it still connects to your steering wheel as well, which is so cool. And it's not just Wi-Fi that it can connect to the internet through, because obviously you're not gonna have Wi-Fi everywhere you go. You're really only going to have it at home, but you can also access the internet through 4G and Bluetooth sharing. So when you're on the road, you're able to go ahead and connect as well. If you're stuck at a train crossing for whatever reason, then you can go ahead and watch a video or something. I mean, I don't know, do what's legal, please. Don't do anything illegal, but it gives you that ability to just have even more freedom with your unit inside your car, which so many other units don't have. There are a lot of units out there that will provide you that ability to have CarPlay or Android Auto, but that's kind of the limitation of the functions. And this is so much more powerful from ATOTO. It is actually kind of mind-blowing how many things you could do. Like, this thing is so powerful and can do so many things. If I wanted to, and I don't have it currently hooked up, but I could connect a gaming system or something and just click on my HDMI button and it would pull up whatever I had plugged in. Obviously, I don't have anything right now, but heck, like, for all intents and purposes, this isn't just a monitor, this isn't just an Apple CarPlay unit, it isn't just a computer, it's all in one. I can connect something to this can power anything else that I might need through the internet. It has so many different abilities, and one of the coolest ones is Drive Chat, which is the AI feature that ATOTO has that kind of separates itself from a lot of the other companies out there. Show me directions to the nearest McDonald's.
I currently don't have access to your location data, so I'm unable to provide specific directions to the nearest McDonald's. However, you can use a mapping service on your smartphone or computer to find the nearest McDonald's location based on your current position. Simply open the map application on your device, type McDonald's into the search bar, and select the option to receive directions to the closest restaurant.
Yeah, I kind of haven't finished fully setting everything up, but I mean, that's pretty cool. You gotta say, that's pretty cool. But at the end of the day, I think what you guys want to know is, like, what is the genuine actual opinion that I have on this unit? There's kind of it's a two-part thing. There's a good and a bad. Now, the good is that this unit is extremely powerful, and as a brand, I absolutely love them. I've run ATOTO things in the past, and I absolutely love them, especially compared to a lot of other units like Sony and Pioneer. I do genuinely like ATOTO's better. I think they're just easier to use. And one of the features that I absolutely love about them is that their rear view cameras are actually really high quality compared to any of the other ones that I've seen. So many of the backup cameras, when you put them in from these aftermarket units, are such a downgrade from the original factory unit that it's like, there's no point in doing so. But I love ATOTO's units, and their other head units are great. My brother has one in the Mustang that he currently drives, and I had one in my old Supra, and I've installed ones in other families' cars, and I absolutely love them because they're just so simple. They get exactly what you need, they're easy to use, and they do exactly what you want. Now, the unit that we have in the Highlander is so powerful, but it just doesn't quite blend perfectly for the car that I have. It's just a little too big. Now, I hate that that's necessarily the complaint and the biggest one that I have about this, but I mean, let's just be honest and take a look at it. It looks a little jank. Now, this is partly because of my installation, but partly because the unit is just so big that it's hard to get it to fit in. There aren't any kits that fit this size of unit. Most of them are meant to fit something that is, well, just replacing this screen in and of itself, which would then make all these buttons and knobs obsolete. But nonetheless, it's kind of a little frustrating to have something this big. In addition, this unit doesn't actually come with a backup camera, which to me isn't something that I necessarily like about this, because if I'm upgrading a car, especially that's 2012 or older, I'm looking to get something that's going to have a backup camera, because a lot of those older units don't, and units that started having them implemented around this time, well, the camera's quality is not great to begin with, and it's really gone downhill over the past decade plus that it's been in use. So long story short, quick and dirty, would I buy this specific unit? I honestly wouldn't, but 100% would buy another ATOTO unit. And honestly, I'm probably going to end up replacing this one that I have with another ATOTO unit that they provide, because for as awesome as this one is and as great as the features are, and even in the test drives that I've had with it, my wife absolutely loves it. She thinks it's amazing, and simply because of the size alone, I can't justify putting in this specific unit over another one that'll fit the car's look a whole lot better. So down below, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to this specific unit in case you do want it, because this may be perfect for you. But I'm also going to put a link to another one that I've used in the past that I very, very much like, and there's also going to be a discount code. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to be working for both units, but I know at least will for the big one. But I definitely recommend checking out both. This is definitely a high-end unit that is going to be a lot better if you're looking to absolutely change the interior of your car to be a luxury and fully modern upgrade. And then I'll put a link, of course, course, that other one that I think is so perfect for a lot of you who are in the same situation as me, where you have an older car and you're not necessarily looking to revamp the entire interior, but you're just looking to make a nice, high quality upgrade that honestly isn't super expensive. I believe it cost me around $260, and I'll put the actual price here just to make sure that I can correct myself, because this is going purely off memory. But that is a very, very valid upgrade. And for the majority of people, the wiring costs and housing costs that you're going to need to buy in addition to get the unit to fit in probably will run you about another $30 total. It's usually about 10 bucks for the wiring and 20 bucks for the mounting kit. And that's really not bad all in to be able to get yourself CarPlay that'll automatically connect, a super nice rear view camera that's going to absolutely make it easy to look behind you as you're backing up. It's the biggest convenience anything has ever added to the automotive industry is a backup camera. I love it. And on top of that, it just is so nice to have. It makes driving so much better, especially if you're using it on a daily driver. And that's really it. It's been so exciting to be able to come back and make this quick video for you guys. Can't promise how many more I'm going to make. They reached out to me and I said, yeah, because I absolutely love their products in the past. They've been great to me and I want to continue to support them, because despite this unit not working in my car, I absolutely will stand by their products 10 days out of 10. Every single time I've had someone talk about replacing a head unit, I've sent them ATOTO's way and they have absolutely loved it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe I'll see you again, maybe I won't. Adios.